Brothers Talking Sports. I'm your host, Oscar, here with my co-host, Shay, Max, and we have two special guests on today. I guess on Zoom, internet,
they're
interweb,
calling in.
Interweb, I don't know.
They're calling in.
Our callers today are Ezra and Trey. Say what's up, guys.
My lifelong dream to be on the show. So hyped to be here.
Thank you, Trey. I appreciate that. Not many people want to come on this show, so
we've never had 5 people on one podcast.
No, we never had.
I'm still a special guest.
I think 4 is the record. Yeah, you're still a special guest.
I don't know.
I just think it happens to be special.
We're the main bitches. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, there's the 3 of us who like here all the time. Miss like 1 or 2 here and there, and then everyone else is like the add-on.
Ezra's been here just for this season.
He's been
far,
a routine guest this year. You know,
so
maybe he could jump on the board.
So, all right, we move on, guys. We'll first start talking about the Jets. Maybe getting Davante Adams. The Saints maybe getting Davante Adams. Davante Adams requesting
or the Ravens
trade.
now getting Davante Adams.
Yeah, I mean, let's just start there. You know what, Ezra, break us down right here with Davante Adams.
Well, he's screwing me in fantasy, I can tell you that. I do think he'd fit well in New York, going back to play with Rodgers. I can see it happening, and both of them ending their careers there in New York. Do I think the Jets are going to be significantly better with Davante? Probably. They do have a couple things to fix. Losing to Denver last week was really ugly. But, I mean, Davante Adams, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, was the best receiver in the league. And he's been top 5 in the past 10 or 15 years. No doubt about it, you know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see how much teams are going to have to give up for him just because he is so talented, but he is getting old. I don't think Vegas is going to give him up for free. I hope they don't, but we'll see. It'll definitely be interesting.
Yeah, no, Ezra, I'm with you. He's definitely hurting my fantasy team. Listen, I need him to play. I have to play Jordan Addison this week now because of him. But, yeah, no.
Jordan Addison's going to be fine.
I hope. But Davante Adams this week will not play for my fantasy team. He will not play for the Raiders, being traded at some point this season. He has requested a trade. They're going to trade him. Looking for a second-round pick. I think the Jets have the most to offer. I think whether they give him a second and Hassan, I don't know what they're going to give up, but I think the Jets have the most to give up out of these trades. The Saints are going to be really tough with their cap hit. They have a lot of guys that they pay a lot of money, so it's going to be very tough for the Saints. But these, I think, are the two teams that that I really do think that Davante Adams will be on.
I mean, I think here's what I think the common misconception with everyone is: he doesn't get to choose where he wants to go. He's like, I want to go here. No. He's going to go wherever the Raiders ship him off to. And I have a good feeling it won't be the Jets. It won't be the Ravens either. I don't think it will be any AFC team because you don't want to ship him into your own conference. You rather ship him from the AFC to the NFC. So, and that situation, the Saints would be the most likely team. But like you said, Oscar, they have a lot of cap issues. I know going into the year, they were like negative $70 million in the cap. Yeah. Some crazy number. So could there be another team in the NFC?
Like?
He's getting paid like close to $30 million, if not $30 million a year.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. Now, the Raiders could always do like where, say the Saints like, we'll give you a first-round pick. You could pay his money for us. And then the Raiders are like, okay, sure, we'll do that because we get the value. We'll tank the contract if the Raiders have the cap space to tank. But, again, I think he'll go to the NFC if he goes anywhere. I don't even know if they'll get traded at all, to be honest. The Raiders might just hold on if they're just keep him. Like, no one wants to give us anything good, we'll keep him. Like, he doesn't have to play for us, whatever. But if they do trade him, I think he goes to the NFC. So that's why I would think the Saints, because obviously with Derek Carr playing in college, he left the Packers to go play with Derek Carr, which was the worst mistake of his career. And I think it's proven it was the worst mistake of his career.
Yes.
Looking back at it now. Another NFC dark horse team that could make an offer for him. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know anybody
San
else.
Francisco?
No.
John Lynch said it's a possibility.
I could tell you the Packers are not trading for him. That's for sure.
I think a team like Atlanta, right? You could pair Davante Adams with Drake London, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. Like, that'd be a stacked offense.
You got to look at the teams that are aggressive enough to possibly make the trade. I think a sleeper team is Washington to go get him, especially now they're 3-1. They might all right, we got a rookie quarterback. Let's try and give him some more help. He's playing well. Let's just make his weapons even better. Let's go get Davante Adams, bring him in here, and really make things happen. I think that could be a sleeper team.
Just don't put Davante on the left side of the formation. They'll never throw it there. You saw that too,
Yeah.
right?
It was like 20 passes to the right,
Yeah.
3 to the left, or something like that. And then Terry McLaurin mainly plays on the left.
Yes.
And they're like, you got to get him on the right. And now he's going to be a stud. So
Max, your prediction on where Devontae Adams will go?
I still stand of him going to the Jets, but I actually do agree with Shay when it comes to like a team like Washington. I could just see them making a move because, like, why not? You know, I think a lot of people are just waiting to see about his injury. They're probably. And I just saw someone him with the Ravens, so I honestly have no idea where this guy could go.
Yeah, you never know. Honestly, at the end of the day, where Devontae Adams will end up. You know what team to offer what. We'll find out later on in the year, probably after he gets traded. You know what teams did offer, what teams didn't offer, and maybe the Raiders. Hey, they took a worse offer to send him somewhere else, and that could always be the case. That's a case in multiple places in trades. So yeah, guys, Trey, Ezra, anything else on this Devontae Adams situation?
What about a team like Dallas?
No,
that's just not. I don't think that's a thing. Jerry Jones. This is the thing with Dallas. Dallas fans remind me of Packer fans every year. It's like, oh, there's this guy. We got to trade for him. We got to trade for him. We got to trade for him. They never make a trade. That's just not what the front office really does. I don't know historically Dallas's like trades that they do, but I don't think they make many trade offers.
You know what? I could see him going to Dallas, and here's the reason why. Because Dallas is in the place where they're going to probably lose this week, I think. And I think that, honestly, Dallas is going to start to fall into this hole. They've lost a lot of pieces this year already. Dallas is going to fall into this hole where Jerry Jones doesn't like losing, and he's going to be like, all right, let's do as much as we can to go with Devontae to hopefully save their season. And I could see him actually being a Cowboy.
They don't have the money. Again, this is a money issue thing. They're paying $60 million to a quarterback.
Yeah, but those contracts don't kick in until next year.
$35 million. Yeah, but again, is Devontae Adams' contract up this year? I don't know how his contract works, if he's still got another
he might
year
be up
on
this
it.
year. I don't
because
know.
that's the problem. It's like, all right, you have him in contract. If it's just a 1-year rental, but if he goes on to next year now, which I'm pretty sure it is, I don't think he's a free agent after this year. He goes to next year. Now you got a different story because Dallas is paying Dak $60 million, CeeDee Lamb $35 million. Now you're going to pay another receiver $30 million. You want Micah Parsons? You might. I think. Because they were talking about if Micah gets about $35 million, they're paying 3 players 45% of their salary, which are their cap space, which you just can't do.
Yeah.
So I just can't see Dallas making that trade for this case. I know Washington had a ton of money going into the year. That's why I think they're a team that really could make this happen. They're not paying really anybody big money. I'm trying to think of really anybody they pay big money. There's really nobody.
You know, a team that I thought could have made this trade. They obviously won't now, but the Bears probably would have made this trade if they never traded for Keenan Allen. If they look back and they were like, oh shit, we could have gotten Devontae instead of Keenan Allen, they're like, oh man, we messed up. Because the Bears are an aggressive front office. They don't like losing either. Ryan Poles is not a fan of that. So that's a team that probably would have, but they traded for Keenan Allen instead.
I think there's other receiver options that if teams need a receiver that they're not as good, but they're cheaper. One big one that comes to mind, Amari Cooper. The Browns just gave all of his money in a signing bonus. So his cap situation, it's like 1.2 mil. So if a team wanted a cheap receiver, they would go after like Amari Cooper. Solid receiver, not paying a lot of money. Another guy, Trey, your guy, Christian Kirk. Obviously not as good, but he's getting paid a lot less money than Devontae Adams. And even Tyreek Hill, but he's getting paid a lot of money. He's in the same boat as Devontae Adams. But another guy that's not getting paid as much money, solid receiver, maybe could make a name for himself somewhere else.
You want the budget option? Darius Slayton might be on the market this offseason. I mean, this trade market. So he is another one that could be on the market.
I think Amari Cooper's the real budget guy right now. Like I said, his it's 1.2 mil because the Browns paid everything for him. But he's a free agent after this year, so he wants to go somewhere where he's going to get a lot of money, obviously, in another long-term contract, but it's tough when you're 32. I think, obviously, everyone's looking at the Kansas City Chiefs as the big one because now they don't have a receiver, and how are they going to get it done again without a top guy?
Honestly, I think they might just wait for like the playoffs till Hollywood comes back.
Who knows? Who knows what they might do? Apparently, Rashee Rice's knee injury isn't as bad as they thought, or they don't know what it is.
They still don't know.
They only put him on IR. He's not on season-ending IR or anything like.
They're waiting for the inflammation to calm down.
Yeah, they can't get enough. It could be bad, or maybe it's not as bad as we all think it is. So maybe he could be back. Travis Kelce will get more involved now. They obviously don't have Pacheco. But again, the Chiefs aren't a team either to make a trade for a wide receiver. They haven't been a team to do that. So
no, they have.
Who?
They trade for Kadarius Toney.
The Chiefs have never traded for a real wide receiver.
Guys, never forget they gave up a 3rd round pick for Kadarius Toney.
What's worse, the Giants drafted him with a 1st, and the Chiefs traded for a 3rd.
Yeah, that 3rd turned into Darren Waller, and then Darren Waller retired. So essentially a waste of a 3rd round pick. Actually, no, because Kadarius Toney was awful.
The Giants also drafted him with a 1st round pick. So
yeah, that was also dumb.
round
Well,
pick.
he was actually good when he played for us, but then he went to Kansas City.
Shut up.
So-
He was terrible. You want to look through the
Ezra,
receivers they passed on?
have you watched Ezra? Kadarius Toney was a stud. He just never played.
I don't think he was terrible. I actually didn't think he was
Exactly.
bad. He was bad with the Giants.
Why would you draft a first-round
Didn't
pick
he-
that's not going to play?
Didn't he have knee problems and stuff like that?
Yeah, he had knee problems and he had head problems. Not concussion problems. Not CTE. He's an idiot.
Mental, yeah.
All right, we move on, folks. Let's start off. Oh, sorry. We start off with the pick'em leaders. Max is still in first place with 22 points. And we have a 3-way tie for second with me, Ezra, and Shay with all 20 points. Last week, Shay had 13 points. Max had 12. And me and Ezra both had 11. So me and Ezra have stayed on the track of the same every week. So pretty impressive. We move on. The first game in London. Jets, Vikings this week. Ezra, kick us off here. What's the player to watch in your pick?
I'm really curious to see Justin Jefferson and Sauce Gardner match up against each other. I think that will be very, very fun to watch. I am going to take the Vikings. I do not think the Jets have what it takes to beat them. It could be a lot closer than people expect. I don't think it'll be more than a one-score game. If anything, it's going to be tighter than a full touchdown. It might be a 3-point game. Player to watch.
Ezra,
Who's on Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold? That's always a good player to watch. Maybe try to go outside the box, Ezra. All right? Next one, go outside the box, okay? You're going to have to.
All right, up yours. Give me Jordan Addison.
I want to go further outside the box, Ezra. The next one, let's just wait for the next one. You can really think about that one because there's not many stars in the next game. Trey, what do we got? Minnesota and the Jets.
I mean, I think that was a good take by Ezra with Sam Darnold. I think he is a player to watch. You're about to see him go against a really, really good Jets defense.
Dark horse MVP as well. Come on.
Like this is a big. I mean, he's already proven a lot, but this is just something that's going to improve him even more if he can't get the job done. I think this week, though, I'd like to see, obviously more out of Breece Hall. But then he rushed for 8 yards or something last week. I think
What are you looking at?
I think that the Jets are going to come in and win this game. I think that Vegas lost to an absolutely terrible Broncos team, and they're going to be angry to get this win. I mean, if they lose this, I think their season is in some considerable trouble. So I think Aaron Rodgers is going to get him and his boys ready, and they're going to come out here and get the win.
I love to take Trey. Max, Jets, Vikings this week in London. What do you got?
All right, it's going to be pouring.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was looking at why the bets, and people were saying, please, if you're going to bet anything, just look at the rushing yards because it's going to be another rainy game. And if it's another rainy game, I'm taking the Vikings just because their offense is more dynamic, and the Jets are still basic bitches from 2012. Yeah, I don't see the Jets even standing a chance this game. I really don't.
Shay?
They're frauds. The Jets are frauds.
I mean, I thought the Vikings were going to lose last week. I thought they're good, but they're not that good. And then I watched the game.
Shay, actually, you on this, you took Minnesota
I
last
did
week.
take, I did take Minnesota. I was you saw me on the camera. I was like, oh yeah, Minnesota's gonna win. Minnesota's gonna win.
Yeah, so I don't know what you're trying to say, but continue.
I mean, look, things happen. The game was a lot closer. It actually was. When you look back at it, Packers should have won, but that's a whole 20-minute debate on its own. But the Vikings have proven they're a good team. Offensively, very good. Great offensive line. I mean, this was unbelievable watching the offensive line. Like Sam Darnold, here's the thing with Sam Darnold. He's a good quarterback. If you pressure him a little bit, he does make mistakes. I watched it. I got to finally watch a little bit of Sam Darnold, see how he plays. When he has time, he's great. He can see the field. He delivers a good ball. Under pressure is where he struggles a little bit. He makes his mistakes. However, this offensive line has been so good, he's not pressured at all. So he can sit back there. He can make his throws. Now, the Jets have the opportunity to change that because this is supposed to be a really good defense. And And I think the Vikings have been playing good. They're due for a sloppy game, and the Jets off a big loss. So everything leads me to take the Jets. But I feel like I'm going to take Minnesota because they're riding hot right now. All the signs lead to taking the Jets, and this is a Jets bounce back win. But I just don't know about that. And I'm going to ride with the hot hand Minnesota Vikings because they're looking like they'll be the number 1 seed in the NFC right now.
So all of us have Minnesota going undefeated except for Trey. So we'll see what happens. I also have the Minnesota Vikings winning this one. I just think the Jets, I don't think this is their game for honestly them. I think that the Minnesota Vikings are too much for them in this football game. That's simply it.
I think it's a good game, though. I think this one is a close. I don't know what the spread is on this, but I think it's close. Like I could see this one coming down to it. It's like a 3-point game.
Yeah.
End of the game, last drive thing.
We move on here. Chicago and Carolina this week. 10 people will be watching this game.
Hey,
There's a lot of Bears fans, too.
That's true. There are a lot of Bear fans. But there are no Carolina fans. Ezra, what do we got?
I'm taking the Bears. They are undefeated at home, and they are going to stay undefeated at home. Player to watch. I don't want to hear this isn't good enough. It's DeAndre Swift. Last week he was an animal, over 165, actually 165 exact. Total yards from scrimmage with 16 carries, 7 catches, and a rushing touchdown against a okay Rams team, and the Carolina Panthers have been bad. Really bad.
I like it as
The Red Rocket's an animal, though. I love him. Or the Red Rifle, I'm sorry.
the Red Rocket, Ezra. Well, let me see that one, all right? Kick it over to Trey.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
Oscar, what was that?
We might have to bleep that one out.
Trey, what do we got? Chicago and Carolina.
All right. I definitely think Chicago. And Carolina, they have picked it up the past 2 weeks ever since benching Bryce Young. But like, I don't know. The team is so genuinely awful. I mean, I know Andy Dalton has helped the team out a lot, but there's only so much he could do. I also think too, a good player to watch out for this week. I know very basic, but we'll see how Caleb Williams is against a pretty bad defense. Not really that great of a defensive line either. So I don't think he's gonna have as much pressure as usual on him this week. So maybe we'll get to see what he does when he's not under so much pressure. So this might be his first real game that we could see him not have be actually able to stay in a pocket and make throws.
Love it, Trey. Max?
But I remember I
I love the WNBA.
I got the Bears.
Sorry.
I got the Bears winning. Got the Bears winning.
What are we doing?
If you could look on the screen, it says the Bears.
I'm
and
doing
the
a bear or a
Panthers.
panther. Got it.
I lost my coin. I had a coin to flip, and I was just going to flip it. And
Oh yeah,
you can
it's. I guess it's like that. I mean, both of them are just atrocious. I can't even think.
You are in first place, so you do pick.
I am at first. Thank you for reminding me. Carolina didn't win last week, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Did the Bears win last week?
Yes.
Yes.
Did Carolina get blown out? I don't remember.
They lost to Cincinnati
They
by
lost
like
to
No,
Cincinnati by like
it was
two.
It was
not
close.
bad.
It was close. give me Carolina right here. They're gonna dog this one out.
All right. I hate the Bears. I really want them to lose this game. I'm going to pick them to win because I think they're the better team. I do have a player to watch, and I think this is something to watch, not just this game, but the rest of the year. DJ Moore, and not just like him as a player, but his mental and how things go. Because if you watch this Bears offense, it's becoming a lot of dink, dink, dink. They didn't throw the ball as much last game, which is good for Caleb Williams, but they're dinking and dunking a lot. And DJ Moore, that's not DJ Moore. He's a deep threat receiver. He's getting the ball thrown to him underneath. That's not what he likes. Every deep shot he's got, he's open. Caleb Williams misses him. Not so accurate on the deep ball for Caleb Williams. And you could see it in DJ Moore. He's getting visibly frustrated because he's not getting the opportunities he had with Justin Fields. He was getting, what did he put up last year? Over 1,000 yards easily. I think 1,100, 1,200 yards or so. And he was catching plenty of deep balls from Justin Fields. He had more yards in one game last year than he's had the entire season this year. That game against Washington, I think, on Thursday night. He had more in that game than he's had the entire year. So he's getting frustrated. But, again, this is a developmental year for Caleb Williams. I think this is a close game. I think Carolina can easily win this game. I'll take Cincinnati. I'll take Chicago. But, again, I don't like it. I don't like the Bears.
I I'm going with Max on this one. I'm taking Carolina. I think Carolina. I don't like the Bears. I don't like their team. I don't like what they're doing right now with Caleb Williams. I think this offense is way too conservative. I don't know whether Caleb Williams is conservative. I don't know whether it's Shane Waldron. That's the conservative one. And they have no run game. But Carolina's doing something over there that, I think this team is actually better than a lot of people give them credit for.
It looks good. Andy Dalton back there, it looks good. There's something that looks like, you look at them and you're like, this is a football. This is an NFL team right here. This is like week 1, week 2, we were like, I think the Alabama Crimson Tide could beat them in a game. Like, obviously they couldn't, but I think people were looking like that. Yeah. Now this looks like, if this team started the whole year, this team could probably win 6 or 7 games. Like they look like not great, obviously. Their roster isn't very good, but they look like a decent team.
Yeah, I mean they're missing. They're still their best defensive player on Derek Brown. So, but I'm still going to take Carolina in this game. Chicago has no run game. They got to figure something out there.
I will say the Bears top 5 deep. The Bears defense is great. That's the one thing they got. They got a great defense.
Yes,
and obviously Matt Eberflus. He's probably a great coach, like defensive guy. He's probably going to get fired after the year just because he's not an offensive guy and they need an offensive guy in there. But I think he's a great defensive guy. I think he knows what he's doing. And the Bears defense is top 5 in the league. They got the best corner in the league. Looking very good.
All right, we move on here. I think really the game of the week, Baltimore and Cincinnati. Ezra, I kick it to you first.
I really want to take Cincinnati. But last week the Ravens really, really good.
You do you, man.
I am going to take Cincinnati. I want them to keep on the up from their first win last week. And Oscar, I don't know if you actually read the text I sent you with my picks from last week because I was unable to make it. But if you scroll into our text, I did take the Bills last week when they played the Ravens, but my player to watch was Derrick Henry. And I quote my own words of, the Ravens might go as far as Derrick Henry takes him, not Lamar. And I think we can all agree that might be true. We will see. Trey Hendrickson for Cincinnati is going to play. Will he be able to stop Derrick Henry? Probably not. Derrick Henry might have another 150-yard game, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a great game. I am sticking with Cincinnati and player to watch, Derrick Henry.
All right. Trey, what do we got?
All right, I think I got the Ravens for this game. Obviously coming off a really good win. It looks extremely good last week. It kind of put the Bills to shame. And I do think that it is going to be a good game. I do agree it's probably the game of the week. Bengals played all right last week, but they were able to come out with the win. I think someone I'd like to watch this game is Zay Flowers. I'd like to see how Lamar is able to connect with him. Honestly, the one thing I've always thought was the main problem for the Ravens is their wide receiver room, because I don't think there's a crazy amount of talent back there. Like, they don't really have a true number 1 wide receiver, but I just like to see what Lamar can do. What Lamar can do with him against a pretty bad defense. So I think this could be a big game for Zay Flowers. But I got the Ravens.
Love it, Trey. Max, Baltimore and Cincinnati this week.
He's not even looking. He's just looking at his phone and he looks up.
Yeah, because the other two on the other end are yapping.
That's right. He can't hear anything.
He has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Why is this game so hard to pick? It's like you don't know because like that team's been very dominant. This team has been very bad, but T. Higgins is back, and it might be a close one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Give me the Bengals.
Okay. Shay?
Ezra, I think you said something very interesting, and I just wanted to laugh about it. Like, I don't know if Trey Hendrickson could stop Derrick Henry. I'm going to agree with you. I don't think he will either, because Trey Hendrickson's a pass rusher and Derrick Henry's a running back. I don't think he's going to.
I don't really care. He plays D-line.
He's a pass rusher. I don't think he's going to stop Derrick Henry, but
very good pass rusher though.
He's a very good pass rusher. Can he stop Lamar? Well, hopefully, but I don't know about stopping Derrick Henry.
All right. Well,
I think the big thing is. Here's what I think, Trey, you kind of nailed it on the money. I think this game is going to come down to Oscar's favorite, Lamar's arm talent, and how Zay Flowers and these receivers are going to do. Because if the Bengals are smart, they will load the box, and they will not let Derrick Henry run, and they will not let Lamar run either, and it's going to have to throw the ball a little bit. And that's when it comes into Lamar's arm talent. Can Zay Flowers get open and be that number one receiver? Will Mark Andrews show up to the game this week? Not sure. I haven't seen him in 4 weeks, so maybe he'll be there this time.
I haven't seen him in 2 years.
Oh yeah. Well, last year he was kind of injured, so I'll give him the
So
benefit
I still
of
haven't
that.
seen him in almost 2 years.
Yeah, he's ass.
I mean, does anyone know if he's suiting up this year? I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
What about Travis? Is he still dating?
Travis is out there. He had a nice week last
Travis
week.
had a good game last week. I don't know. He wasn't there for
Well, the
sure.
only reason we know he's out there is because
There's
they
like
showed Taylor every
like a part of
10
like
seconds.
the place on the field where like he doesn't see. It's like when you're all the way down at the end.
The red zone, yeah.
Yes.
He hasn't been there in a while.
He hasn't been there in a
Hasn't
while.
been in a while.
He doesn't know what that is either.
But Isaiah Likely, he was there week 1. Not sure where I think he left. He was riding the hot hand, and then he was like, "All right, I'm out now, guys.
Greg's
See you
cool.
later." Greg
Greg is always there.
Shay, who do you got?
I'm going to take the Ravens. They're the better team. Great win last week. I think everyone's giving Cincinnati a little bit too much credit. If you look at their games, the only team they've beaten is the Carolina Panthers. Not that impressive. They lost to New England week 1. I think a lot of people forget they lost to New England. That's a very bad football team. They also got 38 dropped on them by Washington. Obviously, Washington looks good. And they lost to another team that I can't think of who they lost to, but they lost another one in there.
KC.
Kansas City. They played well in that game, but they did lose. Yes, Kansas City in a close one. But again, I think Baltimore's just better. Baltimore had a little rough start to the year. I think now they're finding their stride again. They had a great win last week against Buffalo, and I think they'll ride the hot hand into this game against Cincinnati.
So probably everybody would think I'm taking Cincy because I've just been so critical of the Ravens, and I've been very critical of Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens this year so far.
I didn't think you were taking. I thought you were taking Baltimore.
I am taking Baltimore.
I mean, I know you're taking the Steelers, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later. Don't worry about that. That one's funny.
He's a Steelers fan. by heart.
But listen, I think the Baltimore Ravens, this is a recipe for success this week. Cincinnati has one of the worst run defenses in the league. Derrick Henry is going to ride.
What is he going to ride?
I was going to say some
Dick. He's gonna ride Dick. Sorry.
God, Max.
Who invited this guy?
What?
But
We should have just started without him.
yeah,
Is
we
there
just
somebody
should have.
who's riding Dick?
I mean, just
Just go to the next game. Baltimore enough.
taking Baltimore. Derrick Henry's going to have a great game this week. This Ravens, this Bengals.
How long are we
defense-
running for, by the way?
Not even 30 minutes yet, Max.
Jesus Christ, we're only up to like half the 1 o'clock games.
You can leave. But
Yeah,
I
you
can.
leave.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, Buffalo and the Texans this week. Max, you know you won't be getting any points, right? For this when you're going. Okay, we move on.
He
Ezra.
picked some so far.
Hey, he picked some, so he'll get like 3 points. You probably want to put a lock in an upset right now, but okay, he left. All right, Ezra, what do you got this week? Buffalo and Houston.
Bounce back game for Buffalo. Give me Bills.
Bills for Ezra this week. I love it. Trey.
I know a lot about the AFC South, so I got to watch the Texans play last week, the whole entire game. And they got a lot of problems, I can't lie. They're definitely not the team that people are have shut them up to be. Nor do I think the Bills are, but there's a lot of discipline problems with the Texans. Literally just so many penalties, one after another. The offensive line cannot stop going offsides or holding people. So I think that the Bills are going to come out with it. I think the Bills are going to come out of this one. These mistakes are going to catch up with the Texans eventually, and it's probably going to be a week where it happens.
All right. I like it. So Trey is taking the what the fuck? Okay, I wish you guys could have seen that. Trey is taking the Buffalo Bills, correct?
I'm back. You're on my.
Yeah, Bills.
Okay, wonderful. Max, yeah, Bills Texans,
I'll take the actually. Ooh, the Bills aren't undefeated. No, they're not.
They're both
I like
classy.
Buffalo here though. I think this one's gonna be a dogfight too. This one's so hard. It's like a toss up.
Okay, Shay.
Yeah, I think I can't see Buffalo after a week that they had last week. I mean, embarrassed last week. Like everyone was ready. I think I came on and said it. This is the week we're going to see how good this Buffalo Bills team really was, and they got embarrassed. So we really did see how they were. They're not there. They're not as good as the top dogs, but they're a good team still. Now, Buffalo won't get embarrassed in this game. That's for sure. This is going to be a good game. Which team is the better team? This is a game Houston needs to win because Houston hasn't proven really anything. Besides, the only thing Houston's got going for them is all the hype they had in the offseason, that this team's going to be really good. I don't think they've had do they have a good win? I don't think so.
No.
Against the Jags? Oh, I guess in general.
In general. They beat
no, not really.
They beat an 0-4 team. They got embarrassed by Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't remember who they played.
They beat
the first two.
the Bears and they beat
barely
the
beat the Colts. Barely beat the Bears.
The Colts and the Bears. Exactly. No good wins for them. Now, so listen, I think this is a game for both teams to really prove themselves. I'm going to take Houston in this game. As much as I think Buffalo, after getting embarrassed, should win, I'm going against my morals this week in that. And I'm going to say Houston because I think Houston's the better team than the Bills.
I thought we were going to have our first clean sweep this week of the games, and we are not. Shay's taking the Texans. I am taking the Buffalo Bills this week. I think the Buffalo Bills get back on track and beat the Texans this week. We move on here. Indy and Jacksonville. Trey, I'll kick it to you last, all right? Let's start with Ezra really quick. What do you got?
Couple injuries in Indianapolis. It is official. Jonathan Taylor will not play. Anthony Richardson is still questionable. I'm seeing if he practiced. He was limited on Thursday.
So
I don't really care. I'm taking Indy.
All right. Ezra is taking Indy. Okay.
And put that as my upside because Jacksonville's favored by 3.
Yep.
So I'll take the extra point.
I love it. I love it. Max, what do you got? Indy and Jacksonville.
Did Jacksonville win last week?
Jacksonville is the only 0-4 team.
Only 0-4 team.
Colts is Ant playing?
I'm not sure.
Not
he should.
sure.
He practiced. He should play. Jonathan Taylor is not.
Give me Jacksonville. Brian Thomas career game.
Shay?
Jacksonville will pick up their first win of the season this game. Colts had a nice big win last week. Little banged up. Jacksonville is obviously not great, but they're not as bad. They're not 0-4. They're not the worst team in the league. Jacksonville will prove this is a divisional game. They will get this one done at home.
Guys, I think the last time Jacksonville lost to Indy was probably like 2018.
I was going to say, right, I think this is another game that, like, the one team, this is a one-sided divisional game. I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want to be wrong, but I was pretty sure this is a one-sided divisional game.
Jacksonville hasn't lost.
We don't lose at home. We don't lose at home to the Colts.
Yeah,
I think it's been 10 years.
This is a one-sided, I would say, pretty sure this is one of those that it's kind of one-sided.
I'm also taking Jacksonville this week. I think this is the perfect time, the perfect storm for Jacksonville. But here's the way the Colts have to beat them. Jacksonville is going to probably convert 1 to 2 third downs the whole game. They're awful. They're one of the worst teams on third down this year.
That's a little okay. That's a stretch.
They converted 1 last week, Shay.
1?
I'm not
You're
kidding.
totally right about it.
I'm
not kidding. He's right.
They were
He's
1 for
right.
7.
Listen, I would bet
You're
the over.
terrible
I'll bet the over. They'll convert more than 1 or 2. That's kind of crazy.
I would too,
but they'll bet more than that.
Jay,
This isn't a good defense. This is one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah, but
This is the Colts are one of the worst defenses in the league. I mean, they gave up 24 points to the Steelers.
Jacksonville's just not a very good football team either. I'm going to take Jacksonville in this game. I think they win this one, but I'm going to say that this game, Indy has a good chance to win this one. I don't think Jacksonville's a good football team. I'll kick it to Trey, who is a Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
All right. Let me go my little spiel here. So obviously I got the Jags winning this game. I think that there's a lot of injuries that the Colts have are going to help us out this week. Very funny enough, I'd rather have Anthony Richardson be playing than Joe Flacco. Jaguars are absolutely horrible against backup quarterbacks. They just don't know how to plan against them. So I'd rather have Anthony Richardson. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but I rather would. So we're going against one of the worst run defenses in the league. It's going to be a huge game for ETN and Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby has been the best running back this season by far for the Jaguars. Honestly, ETN's looked a bit pedestrian out there. So I think it's going to be a really big game for them. Hopefully this game, ETN will actually finally have a good game and get himself rolling for the season.
Why is he yapping for so long?
This is his team.
This is his team.
Let him talk.
I'm sorry,
This is
Trey.
Yeah, get
It's
out.
all right, right?
Trey,
Go back on that fucking bike.
He can't hear you, so
Listen.
he doesn't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, so continue, Trey.
We might get Evan Ingram back this week. I'm not sure if we do. That means Trevor got main target back. But, yeah, I mean, I think that, like kind of what you were saying, Shay, I mean, the Jaguars are not 0-4 bad. This is just there's a lot of talent on this roster. The coaching has been absolutely killing us. Press Taylor's the worst OC in the NFL. So if we're able to convert on some of these plays that happen, we're terrible in the red zone. But if the 4 times we get to the red zone, we're able to convert on like 2 of them, that's how we're going to win games. So I think the Jags are going to win this one. I think that I think they're going to win this one pretty handily too. I think this is really going to be a good bounce back game for them.
All right, I love it. This next one, guys, because we're on time and nobody gives a shit about this game. One of the 2 worst teams in the league. We're going to speed run this.
Commanders. Oh, I thought this
Wrong game.
I thought that was going.
Wrong game. This is 31-32 right here. Ezra, Miami Dolphins and Patriots. What do you got?
Shit show. Flip a coin. I'll take New England.
All right, I love it. Trey?
Player to watch. Absolutely fucking nobody.
I'm just going to say the Patriots. The Dolphins are actually unwatchable.
This is awful. But somebody's got to win. Trey, who do you have?
Patriots.
Okay,
I like it.
Patriots
New
as
England
well.
might win 7-6.
Rapid fire. Who do you got, Max? Who you got?
Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
That's the Patriots. I'm going to take Miami to be different. Oscar, what do you got?
I also have Miami.
All right, here we go. We on to the next one.
Can I take Miami?
No, too late.
Too late.
This game
Jesus.
also, I think, guys, we might be able to unanimously decide who's going to win this game.
I don't know.
Cleveland.
You're picking the Browns?
I'm picking the Browns.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Have you watched the Browns play football?
I have, and I feel like they're
All right,
Deshaun Watson, great guy on and off the field. Give me him right now.
I don't think
He's gonna massage his way to victory. Give me the Browns.
I don't
Give me the Browns.
I don't think
Give me the
Washington's as
Browns.
good as people are saying they are, but I've watched this team and it's bad. They are bad. They played all right against Vegas last week, but Vegas is bad.
All right,
Is Garrett out?
I don't know. Myles Garrett has 2 broken feet. He can't walk, so who knows what's going on with him.
all right. Let's get back on track. Ezra, Cleveland, and Washington this week. Who do you got?
I'm looking at Myles Garrett. Hold on. Myles Garrett, Achilles, was limited in practice on Thursday.
Okay, so he's playing.
He's questionable.
He's playing.
Probably going to play. I don't care. Washington's really fucking good. I'm taking Washington. You can sleep on them all you want. They're winning the division. They're a playoff caliber team. I'm not going to go on and on because I still hate them, but they're winning this game.
Okay.
And player to watch is the rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels.
Oh God, just shoot me. Trey, what do you got?
I know Malik Neighbors should win it, but he won't.
All right, yeah, I got Washington as well. The Browns are their offense is pretty awful. It's like literally, it doesn't look like a functioning offense. I got the Red Hot Commanders winning this.
Max to Cleveland. Shay.
Now, I'm not going to take the Browns because the Browns aren't good, but I disagree with Ezra a couple of reasons. Playoff caliber team is a stretch, quite a stretch on playoff caliber team. Can they win the division? Yeah, the division's not that good, it seems like. So can they win the division? Yeah. Them and Philly will battle it out. Now, is this Washington team as good as people say they are? I don't think they're as good as people say they are. They're playing well right now, but I don't think they're a top 10 team. I'll take them to win this game. It'll probably be kind of close, but I just don't think the Browns are good at all. And that's the only reason I'm taking Washington in this game, because I don't think the Browns are good at all.
I understand why you guys are taking Washington this week. I get it. Cleveland is awful. They're one of the worst teams.
It's rookie quarterback against a good defense and a good defensive coordinator. So this game might be like 13-10.
It's a trap game.
Yeah, it's a low scoring game. I just think the Browns offense is so abysmal to watch. It actually it's frustrating to watch the Browns play.
It is.
Especially like knowing a Browns fan and watching them, it's like frustrating to watch this team play football.
It definitely is. I just want to piggyback off of why I slammed my head off of what Ezra's saying. This Commanders team is not very good. Listen, I know Jaden Daniels has played phenomenal. He's, led the league in completion percentage, has one of the best QB ratings in the league. But I watched the Commanders play, and God, I'm putting my finger on this, and I go, this team is not good. I've watched them week in and week week out.
Listen,
they have no secondary.
They've changed since. I know you're a little mad because the Giants should have beat them week 2.
It's not even such that
their offense has changed completely. They're throwing the ball deep way more. They've changed completely since that game. That game was like they are like night and day compared to Washington. Because I watched them against like a little bit last week. Watched them against Cincinnati. Like it was much different than against the Giants. The Giants was all dink 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 and run. Like they've opened the offense up a little bit more.
I understand that, but at the same time, I'm still watching this Commanders team, and I don't understand. I understand the hype because Jaden Daniels is playing phenomenal. Let's not get that wrong. He really is. But this Washington team is not the team that I think everybody puts them out to be. They still have so many holes. This is one of the worst rosters in football outside of Jaden Daniels and like Terry McLaurin and Jonathan Allen. Like they're still a very bad roster. They have so many holes. So this Commanders team still needs a lot of help. I'm taking the Browns. Fuck the Commanders. We move on. Denver and the Las Vegas Raiders this week. Ezra, what do you got?
I don't know. I don't even want to watch this game. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to look at it. Denver.
Okay, I love it. Trey?
The game's going to be so ass. I think, it's because my man Gardner Minshew running an QB. I got the Raiders.
I like it. Max, this week, Raiders,
Broncos.
Denver, Broncos, love it. Shay?
I'm going to take the Raiders because both of these teams aren't very good. But Bo Nix is tough to watch.
I'll take Bo Nix. Denver's going to be fighting all year.
Did you watch Bo Nix throw the ball last
No,
week?
I did. I know. But the Raiders also stink.
No, I know. He can't even hold the ball the right way to throw it in the rain. It was like bad. It was like embarrassing. And the Jets lost. That was the real embarrassing thing.
Well, the Broncos played a good defense.
No. It's like the fact that like when you watched Bo Nix grip the ball, he didn't grip it like throwing a football. He gripped it like he was just grabbing like a baseball and threw it. Like it was like it looked gross. Go watch like him throwing the ball. It looked weird. It was something off with it. It didn't look right.
All right, Niners, Cardinals this week. Ezra?
I will lock San Francisco.
Lock
Debo is
San
back.
Francisco. Okay, I like it. Guys, we need to lock in an upset, by the way. I know you're locked. Probably guys haven't came yet. Okay, Trey?
Yeah, I got San Fran too. I think that who did they lose? The Rams, right? They lost to the Rams. But barely. I still got San Francisco winning this game. I know they're injured, but they still got a crazy good roster. So,
Max?
The secondary is going to get exposed. Give me Arizona.
Oh, my God. He picked against his own team. He did
Yeah,
it.
I'm going to because I know my team. They're going to get exposed.
Okay.
No. Close game, but the Niners will win. Closer than people think, though.
With who?
What? With who?
With
With
who?
who?
Fred Warner's probably not going to play. That's a game changer.
Dude, trust me, the Niners are so much better than the Cardinals.
If Fred Warner's not there, Arizona's probably going to score every single drive. I will guarantee that.
Cardinals are really bad.
The Cardinals are offensively.
I don't care how bad they are.
The
They
Cardinals
have-
offensively are meh, not great. Defensively, they're okay. You got way.
I
more,
know my team.
You got
I'm
way
telling
more
you
weapons.
guys, Arizona will win this game.
That is great. You want to bet me that Arizona will win? I will bet you that the Niners will win. I wouldn't take the Niners in the points. I would take probably a close game because they always play Arizona close. Every time they play, this is a close game. But I'll take the Niners.
I'm also taking the Niners this week. I like them.
You guys are fucking crazy.
We all took the Niners. You took Arizona. I think that's
The Niners.
Fred
says
Warner's not
something,
going to
Max.
play.
The Niners
I understand
fan
that.
Took his own team.
It's okay.
The defensive player of the year is not going to play. Then how the fuck are they going to win this game when that guy?
Last time I checked, Xavier McKinney is healthy and he will be playing this week. So not sure what you're talking about.
Buddy, can you pipe down over there?
Guys,
Can you pipe down over there?
guys, Aiden Hutchinson is also playing this week.
He had like 4.5 sacks in one game and then he's done nothing.
Yeah.
No, he's very good still.
Ooh.
Green Bay and the Rams this week.
Give me the better number 10. Give me Jordan Love.
Okay, thanks, Max. We didn't get to you.
This is
but
my
thanks.
lock. I just feel like Josh Jacobs is going to run all over this team.
I don't think Cooper Kupp is even playing, so you could say he's the better one, but Cooper Kupp is not even going to be on the field.
All right, Max is locking in Green
Cooper
Bay.
Kupp is not playing.
Ezra?
The facts guy said it. He's not playing.
Yeah, Ezra's our injury guy.
Tell Ezra to shut the fuck
I
up.
just had ESPN pulled up.
Oh, my bad. Ezra, shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
And I can't even hear him, so I automatically win the argument.
Damn. All right.
Ezra's thrown off.
He left him speechless. He
left
doesn't
him
know what to say.
speechless. He lost the argument. He's gone.
Green Bay.
Okay, I like it.
Short and sweet.
Trey, what do we got?
Yeah, I got the Packers. I mean, they're telling me, how did Jordan Love play last week? I know he threw. Was it 3 touchdowns to 2 interceptions? Or
He had a Brett Favre performance. Threw a lot of crazy balls, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. This is the best way to describe Jordan Love. He's got Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre combined. He makes some crazy plays, back foot stuff where you're like, wow. But he just throws anything. There's not a pass in the world that he doesn't like. He's like, I'm throwing it, and it's gonna be perfect spot. Now listen, they might cover it, but I'm throwing it anyway. He's a psycho, but he's a good quarterback. And it was first game back, slow start, but a lot of drops. So I don't blame him, because there was probably 5 or 6 passes that receivers dropped that wasn't his fault. He threw a great ball, but he threw like 1 or 2 bad passes.
Shay, you're
actually, I think the Packers will win this one. Yeah, I hope they're not rushing Jordan Love back into it.
That's what. Yeah, he looked a little banged up last week, but I think he seems to be good to go. I think this will be a better game for the Packers. This will be a more routine game. They looked awful last week. First half, they looked terrible. This will be a more routine game for them, and they'll get this one done, I think, pretty easily.
Yeah, the Rams this week, they got to convert in the red zone. They've gotten there 22 times, and they've only converted, I think, like 3 or 4 times in the red zone. So they really have to, when they get down there, they have to convert in the red zone. They are really bad there. But Stafford has nobody to go to right now. He's begging for somebody to get open. He has no Tyler Higbee. He has no Cooper Kupp. He has no Puka Nacua. Give me the Green Bay Packers this week.
The Rams are a good team. They're just so hurt. They're so banged up right now. That's their problem. They're just so injured. Yep. It sucks.
We move on. Seahawks, Giants. Ezra, what do you got?
Oh, this hurts. Seattle might hang 50 on the Giants.
Okay.
They didn't look terrible last week, but the Giants are not a good team.
All right. Trey?
Yeah, Seattle's going to win this one, especially the Giants don't have Malik Neighbors. Neighbors is literally their whole entire offense. So Seattle's probably going to win this one pretty easily.
Max?
Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to lock in Seattle on this one.
Yeah, give me a lock Seattle, too.
This is, listen, this
actually
is
just locked in Green Bay.
Oh, my bad.
This one might have been.
Oh, my upset is Arizona.
That's your upset. Dude, that's an 8-point game. I think the spread is like 8.
All right, so Shay's taking this.
7.5.
I think
You guys are crazy.
I think if Neighbors plays, this is kind of I don't think Seattle's they're good. I don't think they're amazing though. They're really not. I don't think they're anything special. Their defense looked awful last week. Jared Goff. Not only did he not throw an incompletion, he also caught a touchdown on them. That's something you need to recover from. But I think this game is actually closer than you think if Malik Neighbors played, but he's not playing. So this is Daniel Jones he might throw another pick 6 to Devin Witherspoon in this game.
Yeah, I got to take Seahawks. It's going to be really interesting what the Giants are able to do this week.
Should I start Devin Singletary in fantasy?
No, he might not play.
I think he might be hurt. Yeah.
Should I start Tyrone Tracy?
No.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that either.
I was thinking, no Malik. They hand the ball off a lot.
No. I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do. Because the Giants have no run game, and to be honest with you, their passing offenses look pretty good this year. Wayne Dell, Robinson, and Malik Neighbors have been studs for them, but unfortunately, you'll have no Malik this week, and it'll be a little interesting to see what the Giants will do, whether they revert back to their old selves without Malik, or they continue to just plug and play Darius Slade into the Malik Neighbors role. But we'll see.
I feel like this is a good test for their defense because Seattle's got a good offense. We know they got 3 good weapons.
Oh, DK Metcalf's going to have 100 yards and a touchdown.
This is a big test for if their defense does a good job. Like, they're not going to win, but if the defense does a good job, then you're like, all right, the defense is solid because this is a really good offense. That's Seattle. They got 3 great receivers. Quarterback Geno Smith looked very good this year. You can't deny it. He's looked good this year.
Yes.
And Kenneth Walker in 2 games has been pretty good. So
yeah, when he plays, he's been hurt.
He's in 2 games. In both games he's played, he's been great.
So we move on. Pittsburgh and Dallas this week. Ezra, what do you got?
I'm actually going to let you go first because I want to hear you yap about how
Let's
bad
listen to how
are.
good the Steelers are and how they're the best team.
Okay, guys.
Even though the guy who called the Steelers losing to the Colts last week, and I got told out of my mind on podcast that I'm out of my mind for taking the Colts. Who was right? Yeah, me.
Well, listen, I think they actually would have lost that game if Anthony Richardson.
I predicted Joe Flacco was going to come in the game and be an absolute dog because it's Joe Flacco. You didn't hear me? I said that.
No, you fucking didn't.
Listen, the Steelers they're you know what you're getting with them. They're going to win 9 games. They're going to go 9-8. They'll be above 500. Will they make the playoffs? I don't know. They're going to get killed if they do. It's an okay team. It's an alright team.
I have to do something on this podcast I'd never think I would ever do. I have to give Justin Fields his flowers.
Smoke crack?
He's been a good quarterback in the NFL NFL this year.
He actually has. He's like actually looked decent. It's
Guys,
like weird to say he's looked.
He's
decent.
looked good in Pittsburgh.
Even
this year.
they lost last week. It wasn't his fault. It was honestly the defense's fault. They
Yeah,
lost. He looked pretty good.
They can't run the ball at all. Pittsburgh.
Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
that's
They
it,
are
yeah.
the
Najee
worst.
Harris is awful.
No. Their offensive line.
Well, offensive line, and they just lost. Like they had a really good tackle. They just lost him or something like that.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh struggling.
Ezra, who's hurt? Who's not playing?
Who's not playing for Pittsburgh? Ezra. Which tackle?
Hold on.
All right. We'll give you a
Usually
second.
go the injury guy.
Loading.
But Pittsburgh is. It's not so much of the fact that Pittsburgh. I think they're so much better than Dallas this week. Dallas is
that good?
gotten to the point where they're awful. They're not very good at all. And you have no Micah Parsons and no DeMarcus Lawrence and no Deron Bland this week. There is no way Pittsburgh loses. I'm locking their in. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Ezra, who's the tackle that's out and what's your game pick?
Hold on.
If you can't find the tackle, it's okay.
Yeah, I just thought you were the injury guy.
Fibulative ligament, September 22nd. That was a while ago.
It's okay, Ezra. Just give me your pick. It's not a big deal.
Sorry. I'll take. Actually, fuck you. I'm taking Dallas.
I hate you. You're an idiot.
Nah, he's not an idiot. I agree with him. I'm taking Dallas.
Dallas is undefeated on the road.
I don't understand what you guys are smoking. Trey, what do you got?
I was originally told to go with Dallas, but then I hear you list all those injuries, and then it's a bit more concerning. But this is a hard pick. I think
Pick the Cowboys just to piss Oscar off.
I'm still gonna go with the Cowboys. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have
That
to.
Steelers offense is still
I have to do
brutal.
something right after this game.
Like I said, with this team, as long as Dak is playing, as long as CD Lamb is playing, they have a chance to win this game. And I'm going to take that connection over the Steelers.
Yeah, Cowboys, baby.
I'm doing something
we
right
ride
after
it
this
on the
game.
Cowboys.
I'm putting money on Steelers this week.
Do it.
I'm
Go
doing
ahead.
It. I am doing it.
I'll bet you myself on
I will. I'm
Oscar,
doing
they're
it.
favored. I don't even know.
I
why
know.
Well, they're
No.
home.
Pittsburgh's favored.
Pittsburgh's
Yeah.
favored. It's
Yeah.
but it's 2.5 because they're home. So if this was a neutral site, it'd be an even game.
So, all right, we move on to our last game. Saints and the Chiefs
Is
this
Trey
week.
is Trey still with us? I know he had to get out of here soon. Is he still with us?
Yeah.
Trey, make your pick and then you can get out of here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Trey.
Saints versus who is it again?
Kansas City. The
Hey,
Chiefs.
Kansas City and the
Oh,
Saints.
Saints versus Kansas City. I think, I think the Chiefs. I think they're going to get this. This is going to be their game where they finally get caught up on. I actually for some reason think the Saints are going to win this game, especially with Rice out now. I think the Chiefs are probably going to be scrambled. They're not really going to know what to do with their offense. So I think I for some reason got the Saints to win this game.
Nice. Trey, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we have you on soon. We'll hopefully hear from you soon. Enjoy.
I appreciate the insights.
Thank you for
there,
living on
Trey.
the greatest podcast in the world.
Of course.
Of course, spread the word. Ezra, what do you got? Chiefs and the Saints this week.
I like Trey's bold statement. I want the New Orleans Saints to expose KC. No Rashid Rice, no offense. Travis Kelce is not who he was last year or 2 years ago before Taylor Swift. I will take New Orleans to shock the world on a Monday Night Football game.
Gotcha, Max.
Kansas City's the only undefeated team, right?
Yes.
Saints break that.
No. You're
And the
forgetting about the
Minnesota
Vikings.
Minnesota
Minnesota.
Vikings.
I'm so
Vikings.
sorry, Sam. Saints.
Shay.
I remember after the Saints were 2-0 coming on here and letting everybody know, because everyone was like, oh, this team is good, that they're okay. They're all right. I think we kind of defense is solid, offense is all right. I think we I think people have realized this team is are they good? Yeah, they're not bad. They're solid, but they're going to be fighting with Atlanta and Tampa Bay this is going to be a tough division to fight for. These teams we might have one go 10-7, two might go 9-8. This would be close. Who's better in this game? The Chiefs are the better team. Now, obviously, everyone's like, oh, the Saints, this is their time this is the Chiefs' time to lose. I'm going against usually my thought process, and I'm going to take the Chiefs this week because they're the better team, and they got the better quarterback, and the better coach, and the better defense, and they're just better.
I like it. You stand alone, though. I'm also taking the Saints this week. I think Rashid Rice is bigger than a lot of people put out there.
Absolutely.
This guy was their offense, man. He was getting 10 targets a game. This was Patrick Mahomes' guy. Fuck Travis Kelce. He was like, I like this guy now. So Patrick Mahomes is missing his number one wide receiver. Some other guys going to have to step up. This is what we saw essentially last year of what the Chiefs are before Rashid Rice started to step up. And they're going to have to find somebody in this offense. I don't know whether it's Juju, whether it's Xavier Worthy, to step up on this team. The thing for the Chiefs, though, is they got one of the best secondaries in the league. Whoever they throw out there, they have like four or five like good secondary players, whether it's a safety, corner. They have so many good weapons on that defense. But I'm going to actually take the Saints this week. I think the Saints pull this one out. Guys.
I don't think I picked my upset. Just to rub Dallas will be my upset this week.
Oh, okay.
Too.
Dallas is your upset. Okay.
Yeah. Just to,
okay.
Rub it in.
I will be putting money on Pittsburgh after this game.
Go ahead. Put
100%.
as much money on them as you want. Listen, if you probably put money on them every game of the year, you probably profit. You profit not by much, but maybe a little bit because they'll win 9 out of 17 games, 9 and 8.
Yo,
anything else, Ezra, today? Hello?
Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
All right, two seconds.
He seemed like he had something really to say.
Yeah,
I was like,
he
here
really
we go.
did.
And then he just
nothing. Max, anything else to say today?
No.
All right. Shay, you got anything
All right,
else?
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. What do you got for us?
Has he got anything else left?
Oscar, you're losing money betting on Pittsburgh.
I am betting on Pittsburgh.
Yeah, everyone's on the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys, but you know what? They're beating the Steelers. I think the Steelers are now
They are not America's team, but they're going to win.
I think the Steelers will now become one of my most hated teams just because Oscar secretly roots for them and he's a fan of them.
Guys, I've taken Pittsburgh every single week.
I know. You will pick them. I don't think you will not pick Pittsburgh. There's probably not a game you will pick against Pittsburgh.
Let's see their schedule.
No, I actually did take. Actually, that's a lie. I bet against Pittsburgh.
Week 1, Atlanta.
No, week when they played the Chargers. I picked the Chargers, and Pittsburgh won. So I actually have taken.
Oh, okay. Surprise.
So, but I will be taking Pittsburgh this week. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys next time.